Okay, yeah. Hello, guys. How are you? Today is Monday. No, it's a difficult day. Mondays are difficult, I know. Welcome to your video class. No, this is like the third now, I think. So today, well, like I say, is Monday, and today is 13 July. Yeah. So I'm gonna explain the class like I do every video class. Today, we are going to check some topics, grammar topics, but also we are going to remember some topics related with the past tenses. So let's begin, okay? Later in class, I will ask you about your day and your weekend, but in the video class, I only explain, okay? So welcome. I am going to share my screen with you. So this is your class for today. And here we are, level 6, English class, July 13, yeah, which is the day of today. Topics for today's class. So we are going to check relative pronouns. We are going to learn how to use the relative pronouns who, the relative pronoun which, and the relative pronoun that, okay? And also, we are going to make a past reading activity in order to check your listening and your pronunciation and improve your speaking as well, okay? Okay, so welcome. And let's begin. We are going to start with the topic one, relative pronouns, okay, which is the relative pronouns. Here is the definition, okay? Relative pronouns join two sentences that talk about the same person or thing. The second sentence is called an adjective clause and is used to describe the person or thing I am referring to, okay? So basically, a relative pronoun, this word, relative pronoun, is a connector, we can say, a connector between one sentence and another sentence, okay? The second sentence, in this case, is going to be a descriptive sentence, okay? So is describing this, the second sentence is describing the previous sentence, yeah? In the previous sentence, I can talk about people or objects or animals, whatever. So the adjective clause is describing the previous sentence, okay? And to connect those two sentences, we use the relative pronoun who, which, or that, okay? We are going to check how to use them, okay? So let's check the example. With the example is maybe it's more clear, all right? Example, this is the teacher. No, that's my first part of the sentence. This is the teacher who, which is my relative pronoun, explains the class very well. This is my adjective clause, okay? So as you see, I have one sentence here. I have another sentence here, okay? So I connect the two sentences with the relative pronoun who, okay? And the second sentence is it's a description, is describing, in this case, the teacher, yeah? So explains the class very well. It's a description of whom, the person. In this case, the person is a teacher, okay? That's how the relative pronouns work, okay? So we have the most common one, no? The most common relative pronouns are who, yeah, which, and that, okay? But we have others relative pronouns like whose or whom, okay? But those are different, okay? Let's focus, let's concentrate in these ones, okay? Who, which, and that. Three relative pronouns, okay? Let's check how to use each, okay? So let's begin. The relative pronoun who in Spanish it means quién or quiénes, okay? That's the translation in Spanish for who, quién or quiénes, no? Who, sorry, quién, singular, quiénes, plural, no? That will be in a plural form, okay? Okay, it's a relative pronoun. It's a relative pronoun that is used only, be careful, only when we talk about people. Okay? So if you are describing a person, yeah, if you are describing a person, use the relative pronoun who. Okay? Example, a lawyer is a person, no? A lawyer is a person who, my relative pronoun, the description, defends other people with legal problems. Okay, so this adjective clause is describing all this sentence is describing this. Okay, let's put some colors here. Okay, so I'm gonna put some colors. This sentence is describing this person. Okay, so a lawyer is a person who, relative pronoun that connects the two sentences, defends other people with legal problems. Okay. Another example, the customers, plural, no, but I'm talking about people, customers, people, who, my connector, because I'm talking about people, who left a very good tip last night. So the description, okay, this sentence, one more time, is describing these people, okay? Check this, in this case, for example, this sentence is in simple past, no? This sentence is in simple present, okay? So it's, the relative pronouns are for present or past or future, it doesn't matter, okay? The function is to connect two sentences. Yeah, the sentences could be in present or could be in future or could be in past, okay, or could be in present perfect. It doesn't matter. All right. Okay, more examples. The woman, in this case a woman, who plays the guitar very well. Yeah? The woman who plays, this is the description, who plays the guitar very well. So this is describing this person. Another example, the workers who always get late to work. So in this case, I'm talking in plural people, workers who, the same connector, always get late to work. Descriptive sentence, okay? And the last example, the man who has been the inspiration of my life. So one more time, I'm talking about a person. My relative pronoun is who. And check this, this is in present perfect, no? Has been the inspiration of my life. So you can use with any tense, like I said before, okay? So that is who, the relative pronoun who, which in Spanish is quién or quiénes, okay? So, and we use only for people to connect sentences. And in the sentence, I am describing a person, okay? In that moment, I use the relative pronoun who, okay? Okay, let's go into check this one, which is the relative pronoun which. Okay, we are going to check the relative pronoun which. Remember, we already check who, no? Remember, I explained who, okay, which in Spanish, quién or quiénes. Now, let's check how to use the relative pronoun which, okay? In Spanish, la cual o el cual o las cuales o los cuales, okay? So which is for singular or plural forms, okay? But let's check the difference with who, okay? So let's check here. Is a relative pronoun that is used only when we only, one more time, only when we talk about animals or objects, okay? If you talk about animals or objects, you have to use the relative pronoun which to connect the sentences, okay? Be careful with this part. When we use which, we also give more detailed information about that animal or object, okay? So also with this relative pronoun, we give more detailed information. That means more information, okay? So example, I love the dog. No, I'm talking about the dog, the animal, which the connector, sorry, the relative pronoun, which, because it's an animal, is jumping in the kitchen. Okay, so I am giving more detailed information about this animal. Okay, another example, the park, which is a place, no, is a place. which is in New York is the Central Park, okay? And then descriptive sentence, okay? Another example, English is a language. I'm talking about the English language. So the relative pronoun, which helps me in my professional life, okay? The birds, el animal, no? The birds, which killed the tourists last month, okay? I'm talking about an animal. So the relative pronouns is which, okay? And finally, the companies, no? I'm talking about, in this case, different companies, different enterprises, no? Yeah, different like, exactly, you know what is company, yeah? The companies which, no, in this case, because is in this case is something like, it's not a physical object, but we're talking about an abstract object, no, which is a company, is an idea. Also, in this case, which, no, the companies which have hired a lot of people recently. Okay. Okay, so let's check who for people, ¿no? ¿Quién o quiénes? Which, la cual o el cual, las cuales o los cuales, ¿no? And we talk about animals or objects, okay? When we talk about animals or objects. And finally, we have the relative pronoun that, okay? Entonces seguimos that. Okay, the relative pronoun that. In Spanish, que. ¿Listo? In Spanish, que. Let's check. It is a relative pronoun that is used when we talk about people, animals, or objects, okay? So it is possible to use with any, all right? So if you talk about a person, you can use that. If you talk about an object or a place or an idea, whatever, you can use that, okay? So this relative pronoun is used for any, okay? For people, for objects, for animals, whatever, right? Okay. There is a little bit difference with which, especially when we talk about objects or things, remember, with which we talk about objects or things or animals. So also that, but with which we give more information. With that, the information is short, not too long. I mean, the adjective clause, when we, the descriptive sentence, remember, in that descriptive sentence with which is long, no, it's because the information is, we are giving more detailed information. With that, the information is not very detailed, no, it's basic information, okay? But you can use with any. So that is for people, for objects, whatever, okay? Example, she is the woman that works in a bank. In this case, I'm talking about a woman, yeah. So I use that, it's possible to use that. This is the smartphone. In this case, I'm talking about an object, a smartphone, that takes wonderful pictures. So as you see, people, objects, it doesn't matter. That is for everything, okay? Now, the next example, these people, I'm talking about people, these people that have waited for ages, okay? The rhino, an animal, no? The rhino is an animal that kill 100,000 people a year, okay? So I'm talking about an animal, rhino. Oh, the relative pronoun that is okay. The banks that, one more time, I'm talking about banks, no? Companies, in this case, the banks that closed because of the economic crisis. The reporter that has been accused of defamation. So in this case, I'm talking about a person, so that it's okay. All right, so basically that is the most common or the most important relative pronouns. Who for people, remember who. Which for objects or animals with more detailed information. That, the relative pronoun that for people or objects or animals, so for everything, okay? Okay, activity number one, let's practice activity number one. So I have the sentence here, sentence number one, okay? This is the apartment of my sister. And here I have the second sentence, the adjective clause. So you have to put here what is the correct relative pronoun to connect the two sentences, okay? So, for example, this is the apartment of my sister. I don't know. I don't know if it's correct or not. I'm just putting which, okay? And then you put here that. I don't know, depending. So you have to check what is the correct option and put it here to connect the two sentences, okay? That is the activity number one. Activity number two, related with relative pronouns. I am going to send, beside the class, I am going to send this activity, okay, with relative pronouns. So similar to the previous one, you have the sentence, number one, the clothes, blah, blah, blah. I am wearing the Estonian tradition ones. So I have to put the correct option, who, which, or that. Okay, I'm gonna help you with the first one. The clothes, I'm talking about an object, which, I'm gonna use which in this case, which I am wearing the Estonian traditional ones, okay? I use which in this case because I am giving more detailed information, okay? I am giving more information in the second sentence, so that's why I selected which, okay? So you have to do the same with number two, number three, number four, etc. And then put the numbers on the picture. Yeah, for example, the clothes, which I am wearing the Estonian traditional ones. So I have to check which is the correct picture, which is the correct picture according to this. The Estonian traditional one for me, that will be this, no? So I write the number one there, okay? So this is number one. Well, if you can write there, because maybe, I don't know, it's from here. Okay, so you write there, number one. Okay, some technical problems because, okay, number one, you write it over there. Okay, and then you have to match the pictures with the sentences, okay? That's it, all right? Okay, let's continue. Okay, we are here. Okay, so that is the topic number one, okay? Let's check the topic number two, okay? Topic number two for today. Fast reading activity, okay? Let's practice your hearing and your comprehension through this interesting biography, okay? We are going to learn and listen a biography about this person, okay? Remember to use the past tenses. Acuérdense de usar los tiempos pasados, que se acuerdan, you know, in your answers, en sus respuestas, okay? So Will Smith, a very famous actor, okay? So I am going to send the listening, yeah? So you can listen and you can follow the reading at the same time. So remember the exercise that we did previously? Listen and read, okay? So listen, with the listening I am sending, listen the biography and read at the same time, okay? So when you finish the reading, you have to do the activity number three, okay? Which is a phrase match the following phrases from the article. So number one, he made a very successful movie. So match is relacionar, esta palabra match, with A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, okay? So tell me what is the correct complement for number one, for number two, for number three, etc. According to a reading, okay? And the activity number four, the last one, answer these questions related with the reading, okay? When and where was he born, Will Smith? When did he become famous? According to, remember, according to a reading, why did he become famous? How was he called by the Newsweek magazine? What was his favorite music? Who helped him in his career as an artist? And number seven, before 1998, which movies had he filmed? Okay, so, and this one is for class, okay? Esta la hacemos en clase, ¿listo? But activity number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, answer the questions. And this one, esta sí es para, esta que estoy subrayando es para que hablemos en clase about Will Smith, okay? That's it, no more guys. Thank you so much. See you later in class, and take care. Okay, I hope the topic is clear, especially the relative pronouns, which is it's not difficult. No, it's just to check the context and the meaning of the sentence, and that's it. Okay, so see you later in class. Bye bye.